We're well. We're good.
Good. Ready for the Christmas?
We're 5/7 of our participants on camera this morning. That's fantastic. Look at us.
I
Look at us.
love those numbers.
Unfortunately,
Five sevens.
when we have a ratio of camera to no cameras, it's usually because we don't have very many people on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also Friday. Most people are delayed, or maybe they heard that Sam's hometown is being washed away. So,
Yep, yep.
well, good
Where's
morning,
Sam's
Eric. Good morning,
hometown?
Aaron. Good morning, Jim. Good morning, Fabi. Good morning, Liz. Good morning, Samuel.
Good morning.
For those of you who didn't get the chance to meet Sam this last weekend, you missed out.
That was a lot of fun. That game is that's coming home with me.
You tell
Oh
your
my
wife about it?
goodness. Yeah, yeah. That was
The
pretty
white
good.
elephant or the saran wrap?
The saran wrap, dude, that's like a whole new way to piss off family members. We're doing it this year for
So here, since you're doing it with family, add one or two layers to it.
Okay, like more saran wrap.
More, no,
Yeah.
clear tape
Oh,
in between layers, and force the use of oven mittens.
oh
Oh,
yes.
hell.
This
We
we're
did it
gonna
at
get
our
some
party.
people pissed off.
Yeah, you can do that. We would do it at the Big Rock party because it's so many dang people.
Mm,
However, a smaller group, more chaos, mittens, have to use mittens, and add in those layers of clear tape.
well, see, for my family, I'm not a huge drinker, but my family is like Scottish and Spanish. So my mom's side is
Oh,
all Spanish, my dad's side is all Scottish. So usually every time the games start, people are that's gonna be a hoot. I'll let you know how it goes.
I'm excited to hear.
Yeah,
You
it's
guys
gonna be a
roll the
ton of fun.
dice, and then whoever gets doubles, you have to pass the ball or something.
No, I don't. Well, it's basically like yeah, that's what we did essentially, and then you tear them off, and it was a lot of fun. Got to meet Dan's sister, which is definitely I think Dan is the more civilized person,
I
which
can see that. I agree
is
with that.
odd to say, but yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, my sister is a
Vicious. She's vicious.
vicious individual. I love my sister to death, but she's used to fighting big dudes. So,
Yeah, yeah, you can tell.
but she's got a good heart.
Oh yeah.
Well, what's your wins, your celebrations, something you're just dang proud of?
I'm happy to be home. That's my win and my celebration. I get to be home.
I like it. I like it. Next.
Instagram wants to pay me.
She's
There
got
you
another one.
go.
What's your follower count?
Erin's on fire. I don't know if you've guys seen her videos.
I've been following a lot of the content creators and getting some tips and tricks.
There you
Maybe
go.
we can have Aaron do a social media class.
Good.
I'm wearing shorts.
Wearing shorts. Oh, Sam missed all that yesterday.
So, like, yeah, there's an inside joke there.
There was a video company that came in and presented in front of our leadership council and our top agents, and new to this, never presented in front of a big group of agents before. And he's like, "Why would you hire me?" He goes, "We communicate well. I always wear pants, even if it's 120 degrees outside. I wear pants, no shorts." And I'm all, and this is well before he ever got to the point of what he actually did.
What? Okay, sorry. Can someone answer this? Because like me coming down there, especially in the summer, when I was running like the region, I'm not used to 110-degree weather. So I was wearing shorts and I got so much shit for wearing shorts. I'm like, okay, well, I mean, I still like there's dress shorts. There's golf shorts and dress shorts. All right. I mean, I
Yeah.
feel like compromise.
That's Tucson business casual. Who gave you shit for it? Was it a Tucson person?
Yeah, well, yes, yes. It was
Oh,
the one and only.
she's not a Tucson person.
Well, that's yeah, that is true.
So tell her to, kick rocks.
Is there something there like you can't wear shorts in Tucson if you're not from Tucson?
No, it's because people that aren't from Tucson see shorts as unprofessional.
Which
Because
And we
we
wear
are
shorts
a
all the time.
we are a massive, massive golf community. And what is golf attire? Business casual.
Well,
Polos and shorts.
California.
Polo shorts and shoes. So
Man, I was part of a country club out here, and shoot, we wore shorts 10 months out of the year.
yep.
As long
And
as you're
that's,
not
that's
Daisy
in the country
Duke.
club.
As long as they're not, well, you know what? Yeah, that would be probably pretty important not to have.
I'd be the guy to do that.
you don't tell me what to wear.
Uh,
I mean, if I'm being honest, guys, right now I am wearing shorts.
Daisy Dukes, in fact.
Well, with how big I am, everything's Daisy Dukes.
That's not an image I wanted in my head.
These they're supposed to be below the knee, but when you're this tall, it's
I feel you, Dan. I
skies
feel you.
out, thighs out, my friends. So
Jim, too bad you didn't go to the Christmas party because he was wearing them there. Missed out, Jim.
I was.
Oh man.
All right, more win celebrations. Other than Instagram wants to pay you. Do we just
We're just
lose
waiting
it?
for TikTok.
Just waiting for TikTok. I think you have to be at 10,000 for TikTok.
Yeah, it's 10,000.
So
Got a ways to go.
gotta waste.
I guess this is kind of a win. It's super random, but since Tuesday, I have packed 2,000 sandbags. I figured out yesterday. I'm gonna go pack some more today, but it's a lot of sandbags. I didn't think
There's a lot of sandbags.
there's a lot of sandbags.
It explains why Sam's arms are the size of watermelons.
Yep.
He's not telling you the sandbags are just little scoop bag.
Yeah.
He's taking Ziploc bags and putting sand in them. Eric would fill sandbags and it'd be the size of Sam.
Yeah, yeah. I'm doing
It was funny seeing
sandcastle
the-
sandbags.
Yeah. Eric is quite the large man as well. Don't let him fool you with his tiny screen.
Yep.
He's like 6'7" himself. So
6'5".
yeah, something like that. 5'7". All right, Sam. Rates went down for the Fed. What did it do to mortgages?
Yeah, so I mean, like always, the rates spiked initially. The good news is, prior to that point, because this is like the second one in a really close period, we've seen the downward trend kind of persist, even though we had that initial spike afterwards. So rates are coming down just as an average. I think we'll continue to see that through the beginning of the year. The Fed stance is, for now, they're going to pause. I don't think that is accurate. I think that we're going to see more Fed rate cuts, Q1 at least. But keep in mind, I think I've said this before, but like there's always this like 90-day lead time for any of their sort of activity. I mean, sometimes it's longer than that, but at least 90 days. They want to get economic data over a 3-month period before they can really change directive or direction. So I think that, again, not to sound like everyone on social media right now, but this is the time to get amazing deals in real estate if you're a buyer. Rates are coming down. There's still, inventory has ticked up. People are needing to sell, especially before the end of the year when people have to file taxes and they want to have, something on taxes noteworthy. This is the time to do it. So you can still close a purchase transaction before the end of the year.
I've got one that's set to close December 30th. You talk about cutting it close.
Oh,
The same.
nice. Man, everyone's quiet this morning.
We're
Who
just,
had
we're just gonna need some beatings. The beatings will continue until morale improves.
I sound
So,
like sounds like I'm in the military again.
right. So Sam, they cut it 1/4%. Why not go the full 1%? Do they say why they refuse to go 1%?
Because Trump
Yeah.
told him to.
Well, it's a little bit of both. As much as they don't follow, you know, political leadership, they're definitely their own entity, but they are influenced by it. They they are historically slow to react. It's just the approach of the Fed. If they don't want to do too much at once, they have to get their data like incrementally, even if it's like, hey, the one band-aid didn't stop all the bleeding, it stopped some of it. We need 6 more band-aids. We'll do that over a 9-month period. Instead of just putting all of them on all at once. This is a weird analogy, I understand, but they're going to do one at a time and track the data and see like, okay, well, how does the economy react to this? Because they don't want to give away too much too soon.
Yeah, here's why, Eric. Here's a very visual all of you. If you had a bucket of water and you had, a pound of rock. If you drop the entire rock in there, 1 pound of rock in that bucket of water, how big of a splash is it?
Pretty big splash.
Makes a lot of waves, makes a big ripple, changes all kinds of things. But if you drop in little bits at a time, it doesn't make nearly the impact. It would upturn the economy. Yeah, people are like, oh my God, it'd be amazing. No, it would actually crash us to do that because it would create that huge ripple and all the people would go refinance their houses and take out new loans. And yeah, it would spark the economy, but it would crash it because just like when you're on a server and you have too many people jumping on the server, what happens? It dies.
Yeah.
So let's slowly bring in the traffic. Let's slowly bring in the change. Now, is the Fed historically slow? Yeah, absolutely. Like Sam said, they're old. These guys are octogenarians. Most of them have been in office longer than all of us have been alive, except for Jim. But that doesn't mean that they're tied into the market of the moment. They're tied into the reports of the market of the moment, which doesn't mean anything to them because they don't have real solid justification of what's happening in the market.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I've been kind of following it, and I know I can't remember who said it that they wanted to go to the 1% instead of 1/4% because the inventory in the market right now is low. We have no new home builds. Nobody's refined. Nobody's doing anything. We don't have enough homes or in the market right now. So why not drop it to, or yeah, drop the 1%, bring up the market, and I can't remember how they planned on doing that, but that was the last thing I heard is they were trying to shoot for that 1% instead of the quarter, and that's
well,
why
If we don't have enough inventory, that would have the opposite effect.
I think the bigger problem is that the byproduct of inflation takes a lot longer to solve than the byproduct of deflation or depression. So when you have a depression and you lower rates, you stimulate the economy, you're blowing air into a balloon. It's a lot, the economy responds a lot faster to getting an injection of money into it than taking money away. So we've had inflation persist, pretty bad inflation persist for long enough period of time to where if they do too much, they're going to kick inflation back up again, right? But those results, or those not the results, the byproducts of inflation will persist a lot longer. So if you look at how the economy responded after like 2008, when we had the injection of the quantitative easing at that point, in the grand scheme of things, it responded relatively quickly. We're almost the inverse of that, where we've had hyperinflation for the past 5 years, and that's going to take longer to see. Even if they cut rates, it's going to take longer to see that sort of go away and normalize. So for them, I think the most important thing is like keeping inflation down while still trying to stimulate the economy, right? They don't want to completely snuff the fire, but they also don't want to be raging and burn the whole house down with it. If that makes sense. I know it's kind of a weird analogy, but
well, I get it.
who has some weird real estate deals that they would like to pick my brain on? Don't all go at once.
Somebody's got something.
Someone's got something. I do
Somebody's got
believe
something.
that.
Don't be scared. Don't be shy. Let this guy know what you got.
I did have
403K.
something, and now I can't remember what it was. Hold on, I'm thinking about it.
Okay. We'll come back to
James
you.
sounds like a girl.
And this is James. Has such a girly voice. Hi, my name's James. Okay, I couldn't help it.
She sounds hideous.
She sounds hideous.
Well, he's a man, so.
Hear my wife. She's in the laundry room. She's like, I love Christina.
And I love you, Jess.
I make fun of Dan all the time too.
Yeah. My wife tries to match my black man voice. So one of the things is how can we help buyers that need to sell a house be in the best leveraged position without having to sell their house first to be in the best pricing position?
Wait, sorry. Can you ask that again? I don't think my brain is awake enough. How can we help buyers sell their house?
How do we help buyers that need to sell be in the
Ah.
best position for leverage without having to sell first to be in the best position for pricing? Because if you go into an offer with a contingent offer, it doesn't give you as much ammunition to negotiate down on price.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
mean
there,
like how can they finance like a bridge loan or some kind of something like that? Or what do you mean?
Take all the comparable homes that have gotten into contract or closed in less than 10 days and price it around those ones.
Oh, you're talking about price, like your offer or your like financing?
I'm just putting it out there. This is a question that was asked to me.
I mean, there's in the last couple of years, we've seen like this resurgence of these buy now, sell later, lock and shop, bridge loan. There's a lot of different alternative financing types to kind of help someone take advantage of that. Because, that's the sort of worry is that they're going to just catching a falling knife, right? So selling, they might buy something at a great deal, but then they're going to sell their house at a bad deal for them. And most of them are pretty good. There are some that like the buy now, sell later, or the cash sort of options. Definitely, if you have clients that have to use that and are presented with that option, look into the fine print, because sometimes they're giving away way more than what they would be gaining just to go contingent or do something like a HELOC, where they're pulling most of the money out. There's still, there's an investor that I use currently who, as long as within 180 days of our close date, we have the remaining part of the loan funded, we can fund the loan with just their down payment. What that means is if we pull enough money from their HELOC off their departing residence in a bridge loan, they can buy the new house or secure it and then have 180 days to sell this one before they put the rest of the money into it. So something like that is ultimately going to save them a lot more money than a flashy program like, Cash for Your Keys or whatever those, not Cash for Keys, that's the wrong one.
That's different from recasting, Sam?
So it is different from recasting. It actually, I think in a general sense, it pretty much is the same thing. It's just they call it something a little bit different. But yeah, it's essentially recasting.
I've even worked with companies, I forget the name of it, but the house that was being sold needed to be fixed up to be in marketable condition, but they wanted another home, whatever. So they fronted them the money to buy the other home and then gave them money to fix up the other home and then shared the equity gain beyond what the, pre-marketable value of the home was.
Is that like some version of a renovation loan or something totally different?
So totally different.
Yeah, there's like I'm trying to think of the name of this one. I just
I
encountered
can't
this
remember
with,
the name either. It's like Casa or something like that.
well, there's is it Vacasa? Vicasa?
Maybe something like that. Yeah.
There's
Vacasa?
I'll look it up. I'll put it in the WhatsApp chat. There was one. I'll look this up today and put it in there. But I had some past clients call me after they'd already gone through with it, and they were having me like review their paperwork. But they got cash for their house. So the investor bought their house, gave them cash. they were able to buy their new house, and then when they sold theirs, they had to pay them a percentage. But because they'd hit 3 different clauses in their little sale period, they ended up giving away 12% of their home's equity. 12%. So they owed them money at the end of it.
Whoops.
Yeah. So if you have clients that are looking to do something like that, please, I'm really good at sniffing out contracts. Just FYI, I don't need anything for it. But if you have something like that and you want a second opinion, always feel free to send it to me and I can look at it and kind of find the errors or the hidden stuff where they try and hide it in legalese.
So they buy the house
Zoom Casa.
first. So like an investor would buy the house. Are they doing, is it like a leaseback situation where they're like
Correct.
still able to live in it? Are they paying them rent during that time, or are they?
Yes, James. Yeah, so
Thank you.
they're paying them like an interest only sort of payment. And then when they sell the house and they're taking their fee in equity.
I have a email from one of them that I inquired for a client. I could share with you if you want.
Yeah, it's the same thing as, have you guys heard of the HECMs? Home equity, no, not HECM, home equity something agreement, home equity. Man, my brain is so tired. Packing sandbags is not good for my mental fortitude. Home equity.
There you
It'll
go,
come to
put it in
me.
the chat.
Basically,
There we go.
unlike a HELOC, you can get money, you can get equity in
Don't
your house.
Google Heckams.
Not HECMs. What is it? What's the word I'm looking for? Or the acronym? It's not a HELOC. It's an agreement, home equity agreement. HEA? Maybe that's HEA. Anyway,
HECM.
no, it's I think it's home equity agreement. If let's say that Jim had I don't know, $100,000 equity in his house and he needed 80 grand. Well, it'd be like 60 grand, but he didn't want to have payments on the 100 grand. He would sign this agreement and they would say, okay, well, when you sell your house in the next, 15 years you've left your mortgage, we're going to take X amount percentage of your home's equity at that point. And you won't have any payments until then. Here's your money. But then when he sells his house, for every year you have that, the percentage increases. And they're able to give away like, the majority of their life savings just to get that money up front. So stuff like that, there's always fine print. Careful
Why
with
would
that.
someone do that? Are there any like positives to someone wanting to do that?
I mean, if you need money and you have either low cash flow or poor credit, and you have a house, there's, I guess the positive is you get money right away, but you're literally giving up your home's equity to get it. We've had, that's the thing, right, is like whenever we have these rare opportunities arise, there's a lot of shiciness that happens. Right now, we have more equity in homeownership than we've ever had before as a nation. And there's also people that are so they're so worried about giving up their 2% rate that they're like drowning in higher short-term debt. And so something like that, just someone who is I don't want to say uneducated, but not educated in the nuances of like home financing, that can seem really attractive. They're like, well, shoot, if I can get 60 grand out of my 200 grand I have in equity and pay off all this credit card debt, perfect. That's going to make my life a lot easier. But then when they go to sell that house in 10 or 15 years, they end up giving up the remaining portion of that equity in this agreement.
I have a question.
Yes.
What if, say I have a home in California. It's sitting and I'm looking to fix it up and sell it. What is the best way that I can go about that?
Sell
Do
it
you-
to me as is.
No, not as is. I don't want to do it as is.
Do you have a mortgage on it?
No.
And is it in financeable shape?
Um, what do you mean financiable shape?
Like,
Someone live there right now.
I wouldn't live in it. No.
No. Not that like by choice, but like if someone had to and it was like all they could afford, could someone live in it right now?
No, I would
So
say
no, then
no,
it's not
because I wouldn't live in it.
Yeah, then it's probably not financeable.
Okay. Well, so if it was financeable, what would I be able to do?
I would say like a HELOC makes a lot of sense in that sort of situation. I mean, if there's no mortgage on it, honestly, sometimes even a first mortgage, if you refinance and pull some equity out, the only trouble is there's a select few that will allow less than 6 payments, but most want to see 6 payments made before you sell it. So if it's something where like you're looking at a fix and flip, you just got to make sure that either A, your flip and sale are going to take longer than 6 payments, so 7 months, or you go with a shorter term option, pull some equity out, and go that route.
Mhm. Okay.
Why would you in this scenario, Audra, want to fix it up before you sell it? Why not just sell it as is?
Because it would probably come up to more money
You
instead
know,
of
are you guys familiar with the term wholetailing? I'm not speaking with a lisp or a speech impediment. It's like if you were to like portmanteau, like combine wholesale and retail, wholetailing. Heard of that? Basically, the idea of wholetailing, it's kind of become popularized here on the West Coast. Is where you take a house that should be wholesale, meaning it's it's a fix and flip sort of situation. You list it at retail and then you offer credits.
Hey, it's Big Dan over at Keller Williams.
So that's what I was gonna ask, is if that would be an option, but I guess it would just depend on what it could sell for. And if someone sees that potential and wants to put that in. I mean, that sounds like, I don't know, that sounds risky on the buyer side because, and I guess unless you're doing some pretty solid inspections, it's like you're just buying into the potential of something, not even what's actually in hand right now. I don't know.
I mean, I had a firsthand or front row seat to a situation where I had buyers kind of we didn't use any of my financing, but they went through a similar situation to buy their first house, and they were really clever. It was mostly due in part to their agent helping with this, but they got quotes for everything, and they got 3 quotes, and they went with the highest bid on everything and brought it back to the seller, and the listing agent said, hey, here's our quotes. We want a $90,000 credit. And they got it, and they ended up getting all the work done for like 45,000. So they walked into equity doing it that way. I think if you it's like you can turn anything into a deal as long as you kind of do enough research and make the right decision. But yeah, there obviously is a risk with that. Do your own independent research. I definitely wouldn't go into a wholesale situation as a buyer and just take what they're saying the repair cost would be as a credit. Because what they're going to say is, oh, that roof is only going to be $4,000, and it's a $20,000 roof replacement. My guys say do it for $4,000. Get your own quotes.
Yeah. So we're going to look at bidders, and you're saying it's best to get the highest bid.
If you're from the buyer's perspective, yeah, because you want to negotiate the highest amount of credit.
Oh.
This sounds really elementary, but I've encountered this so many times, and I'm not a buyer's agent. I just represent the finance side of it. But where buyers will try and save money by hiring the father-in-law or the friend of theirs that works in construction to go do a home inspection instead of actually getting one done. Man, it pays to hire a professional to go do those call outs, because you find stuff and you can get actual real costs, and when you have someone that does that for a living, they're more in tune with what things are going to cost. Like roofing, for instance. Roofing seemed like a 400% increase in cost in the past 5 years. For someone that did roofing 5 years ago, that still seems sort of relevant, like in our minds, but they can be off by 400%.
Or the people, like buyer's agents that go in, they get the inspections done. They're like, yeah, it needs this, this, and this, and then don't get quotes. It's
Yeah.
like you're just going in like half loaded. Like you don't even know what you're asking for or what it's going to end up potentially costing your client on the back end.
Yeah.
Yeah, protect your integrity as a professional.
Mhm.
There's nothing that we can invest in more in our careers than our integrity, and that's like doing the right thing even when it's the toughest thing, and doing the extra legwork, like getting actual quotes.
Mhm. Yeah. And Dan, is Dan there?
Sounds like he's on a call. Audra, where's the property at? Oh.
Now she's on the call too. They must be talking to each other. Guys, well, Dan is sans high five, but what else do you have in the last we're in overtime right now, so anything could happen. Any fun questions, scenarios, anything you're working on, anything I can help with?
How bad of a
can-
shape can a home be in for a 403k?
Pretty bad.
Like you mean a 203K?
Is it 203? Yeah, whatever the
Yes.
FHA.
Yeah,
Whatever
203K.
those numbers are, what is that? What does it mean?
Let's just make one up. Make a new program, Sam.
Well, yeah. The 203K, I mean, it's so the only rule with FHA for the 203K is as long as the house was at once habitable, you can finance it and you can do a rehab loan. So the only caveat, and this is where a lot of people get cranky, is you cannot do a rehab loan on an abandoned new construction home. I don't know why, but I've had a crazy number of those scenarios where people are like, well, they started building this house and they hit the foundation and some of the walls and we want to buy it and do a rehab loan and fix it up. Can't do a rehab loan. But if the house was
Loan?
rehab,
No, can you do a construction loan?
you can do construction loan. Yep. Yeah. Little different terms. A rehab loan, the nice thing about a rehab loan is, let's say that I don't know, there was a house that was once this beautiful farmhouse, and then it got hit by a tornado and it was decimated. I could do a rehab loan and not make any payments on it until we were completed with our repairs and had it signed off on.
So that's why a lot of people in Alaska just leave the Tyvek wrapping on their house for like ever. Because it's like, it's protected. Yeah, we're still working on it. I remember that like in high school, I would always be like, dude, why is their house like not done? And I guarantee it's probably something like that.
I have a friend that lives up in like northern Canada, and he said that they leave Tyvek wrapping on because it helps with insulation. I don't know if that's true at all, but it's also probably just laziness. And because they can.
Finish the house and then put Tyvek around it again.
Yeah. The Tyvek sleeping bag.
Looks like it's still in works.
No,
No, that was like so many people in Alaska though.
So, hey guys, we are running out way over time, but you guys had a good conversation, so I don't want to shut you down.
Well, it sounds like you are.
High five.
Now I am, because I'm getting paid from the other side. So thank you so much for being a part of our live, Sam. Luckily,
Always.
the rain is going to stay for a little bit, but you're going to keep dry because of your 2,200 sandbags. Thank you all for being a part of everything. Have a fantastic weekend. Go do something crazy. I don't know.